I want to bring you on this message. God will. Your own work in progress. Why I'm telling this? Kasi naranasan ko yan eh.
The Jomoldi Experience.
Hello there, what's up guys? It's your Kuya Passion. Welcome back to our podcast, The Jomoldi Experience, TJX, and kumusta po kayong lahat dyan? Okay? Dahil ako ay medyo hindi okay. Hindi, okay naman ang puso ko, okay naman ang spirituality and emotion ko, yung physical lang kasi medyo pagod. And supposed to be ito pong episode na to ay hindi siya talaga pang TJX. This is supposed to be our mentoring sa Deep and Wide fam, my beloved fam, Deep and Wide fam. But why not, di ba? So it's like I'm hitting two birds with one stone. Kaya napag-isipan ko na rin na, okay, sige, gawin na natin ito. Tapos, I'm going to post it on our Facebook page, closed Facebook page. Kasi we have closed Facebook page for Deep and Wide Ministers. And doon kami nag-uusap and we're posting our mentorings doon. Kasi we're doing our virtual mentorings already. Dahil we know busy ang mga tao, they're preoccupied. But not all the time naman. Pero of course, we are mindful of their work, their studies, and some of them are in Baguio, are in Manila, and some of them nasa abroad pa. So we want everybody be updated sa ministry ng Bethany and Deep and Wide, okay, ministry ng Panginoon. So, yun yung naisip namin. Parang naglalabo-labo yung utak ko ngayon. Kaya should I address it to fam? Medyo mahirap pala, no? Pero, speaking of podcast and sa mentoring, actually, na totoo lang gusto kong maging honest sa inyo. Ginawa ko tong TJX sa community lang talaga ng Deep and Wide. So, hindi ko pa nakikwento sa inyo yun. Yes, I did my own brand. Pero, I was inspired noong, excuse me, nagkaroon ng mga notions, hindi naman commotions, no? Notions na, Pastor, can we do this online or sa recordings? And then, okay, sige, pinangalanan ko siyang Mentoring on Demand. The reason we created our Deep and Wide Facebook page at pinopost doon yung mga mentorings. And then, mas lumago, yung concept. Kaya, okay, sige, gawin ko na rin siyang podcast so that I can be of help sa community, not just in Deep and Wide, dito po sa Paniki, Maine, but also sa Deep and Wide One Love, and Deep and Wide Passion, Moncada, and even sa Alcala, and all our friends na mga Deep and Wide. So, yeah, we're not just hitting two birds with one stone, but four birds kasi we're hitting the communities and a lot of people are watching and listening then from different places. At nakakatuwa kasi marami pong mga feedbacks and response ang natatanggap ko at nakaka-boost ng moral. Though, ulitin ko, our community is still small. Pero nakakatuwa, solid yung mga listeners. And I chose not to create a video or makita nyo ako personal kasi nga sinisipon pa po ang Kuya Pas ninyo. Excited pa naman ako. Di ba nakita nyo yung bago kong studio ngayon? So DIY lang yun. Shout out kay Ma'am April. Thank you so much for connecting me and assisting me para magkaroon ng frames. Though, ako na nag-conceptualize nun. Pero thank you so much, ma'am, for that. So, ayun yung mga kwento ko lately. And, of course, sa mga nakikinig po outside Deep and Wide, I'll be addressing this to Deep and Wide fam. Kasi this is intended for them. But I know it can help you. I know it can encourage you and it can boost your ministry because this thing is or this mentoring is ito yung part sa ministry ngayon na ginagawa at magandang gawin, something like that. Yeah. um, let's begin. Okay, let's begin. You know, um, lately, ang dami ko mga reflections. Ang dami ko pong mga, hindi naman mga sama ng loob, no? Kundi, alam mo yung mga reflections na naging learnings. Kasi, dahil na-experience mo, alam mo yun? Kasi, our experiences, it can be, it's either be a bad experience, or you will see that as an opportunity to grow or to learn, and to bounce back, and to mature sa buhay mo, sa ministry mo, sa workplace mo, sa family mo, and all this stuff. Sobrang, ako, binavalue ko yung every experience. Whether it's a bad experience, okay? Whether it's a good experience or so-so experience, but I take those experiences as opportunities, as stepping stones to learn and to mature sa buhay. And one of the things I really learned is pastoring and leading can be lonely. So, Deep and Wide fam, gusto ko pong sabihin sa inyo to, pastoring and leading can be lonely at times. Alam niyo, napaka-contradicting minsan, no? Dahil, of course, the church is, hindi naman contradicting or minsan may irony lang. Of course, sa church natin, we are promoting, alam niyo po yun, communities. We are promoting family, camaraderie, ano pa? Yeah, community, D group, fellowship. That's the right term. Fellowship. Koinonia. Okay. But at times, there are points talagang ang lungkot. Pag naglilid ka, pag nagpapastor ka, or kapag naging isang leader ka or naging isang team member o isang team leader ka. Hindi dahil malungkot siya dahil inaaway ka or malungkot ka dahil hindi masaya ang pagiging isang Kristiyano. Malungkot ka kasi most of the time kapag leader ka, may tendency tayo na ikaw yung laging nagbibigay. Ikaw yung laging nag-iisip, mindful, but I'm not generalizing it, right? There are points lang, ulitin ko yun, there are points lang that somehow pastoring and leading can be lonely. Tama yung sinabi ni John Maxwell, sometimes leaders are alone at the top. Bakit ko nasabi to? Totoo eh. Totoo guys eh. Pansin nyo pag yung, for example, punta kayo sa isang birthday party or sa isang fellowship. There's a pastor or there's a leader, tapos yung mga tropahan nandun. Pansin nyo. I'm not generalizing it There are points lang. Kasi ito yung na-observe ko, previous ministries, and even sa mga malalaking tao, and even kay dad, and even sa ibang bishop, at even sa mga leaders. Pansin nyo, pag pumunta sila sa isang fellowship or sa isang birthday parties, yung leader nila uupo sa isang table. 1 or 2, 3 people lang nasasama sa kanya. Pero somehow, yung mga magkaka-close at magkaka-level or magkaka-frequency or magkakaututang dila, parang bumubukod sila. Hindi ko sinasabi nagdi-divide sila, no? Pero mas na-express kasi nila yung sarili nila kapag wala si leader, kapag wala si pastor, or maybe pag sa mga carpooling, doon sila sa mas close sila and they're enjoying, their fellowships with halakhakan and tawanan, which is maganda naman yun. Instead of learning from your leaders and getting to know their hearts and be with them, minsan humihiwalay tayo just because we want to express ourselves and not learn from our leaders. So, wala akong hinanakit doon. Wala tayong hinanakit doon, leaders. Yun lang ang napansin ko. But that's why there's a time for everything. Pero, through that people, sometimes, leading and pastoring can be lonely. That's why, minsan, iniisip mo at tinatanong mo sa sarili mo, am I an effective leader? Ito bang mga taong ito gusto ako as their leader? Tatakbo yun. At si Satan, ang galing. Ang galing mag-influence ng mga thoughts na gano'n. Lagang i-instillan kanya, influensyahan kanya until such time magtampo ka sa mga teams mo, magtampo ka sa mga nililids mo, bakit ganito, bakit ganyan, binibigay ko naman ang lahat, and whatever. So that's a good introduction, and gusto kong ilay lang yung part na yon, yung kwentong and experience na yon, para maintindihan natin kung saan ako papunta. Ano yung tinutumbok nitong mentoring na to? Because, ulitin ko, really, pastoring and leading can be lonely. If you will lead, some of you here, you will be a great leader. And I'm praying that all the listeners could lead his own family, his own ministry, workplace, and etc. And this is next level. But the good news here, guys, is this. You don't have to do this alone. If I were in your shoes, guys, here's exactly what I do right now to make leadership feel lighter. Kasi, minsan tayo rin may problema, leaders eh. Pinabibigat natin yung trabaho. Pinabibigat natin yung ministry. Pinabibigat natin yung isang light na bagay kasi ganito, ganyan. You don't know how to delegate. Lagi ka nagmamurmur, you always grumble, you always look on the negative side instead of looking on the positive side, or being having faith with the Lord. And I trust the Lord because this is His ministry. It's not mine. So if God's ministry, therefore it will succeed and it will flourish and mano-nurture ito kasi si Lord na nagpapalago dito. I'm just an instrument. The reason sometimes you're burdened and you're burnt out kasi you take too much serious doon sa mga bagay na hindi mo naman dapat talaga paglaanan ng pansin. Ulitin ko po, ministry to ni Lord, hindi mo to ministry. Hindi ko to ministry. Okay? But, of course, balik tayo doon sa tanong, sa notion. If I were you in your shoes, here's exactly what I do right now to make leadership feel lighter. So I want to give you 8 key strategies for pastoral leadership support. And yeah, key strategies for pastoral leadership support, vice versa, pati sa mga members po. Okay. Ready? First one is, para po mas gumaan yung leadership natin, or para yung pastoring at yung paglilid natin na hindi maging lonely. First is this. You have to get a safe space friend. You have to get a safe space friend. Alam niyo, may mga notion tayo kapag leader tayo, no? Kapag pastor tayo. Naririnig kasi natin to eh. Dapat wala kang friends, dapat wala kang best friends sa church, dapat wala kang kinakausap. You have to maintain the position of being somehow distant doon sa mga members kasi kung hindi, they will know your weaknesses. That's it. That's it. You have a weakness. You have weaknesses. And always remember this, leaders and pastors, or kung nasang setting ka man ng work mo, tao ka pa rin. Ako personally, tao pa rin po ako. I need people. I love people. Last time while I was preaching, I was carried away and, cried in front of the congregation. Why I did that? Because I really love the church. That's tears of joy. That's tears of love. Okay? Hindi ko sinasabing mahina ako, pero love ko ito. So, ibig sabihin, gusto kong paratingin dito, ako din, nagmamahal at may pakiramdam at may emotions And I wanted to be loved also. So I have to find and get a safe space friend. Why? Why you need a safe space friend? Because this will bring you emotional release and support. Especially ngayon po, no? young adults and young professionals. Mag-aasawa na kayo. Mag-aasawa na tayong lahat. 'Di ba? Or mag-aanak na or nagpapamilya na tayo. You need an emotional release and support. Bakit ko sinasabi to? Guys, maganda, meron kayong shock absorber. Bago kayo pumasok sa loob ng bahay ninyo, maganda na release nyo na lahat yung tension sa ministry, sa work ninyo, sa mga kakilala ninyo. Kasi pag hindi nyo na-release ito, pagpasok nyo ng bahay ninyo, anong problema? Pagbubuntunan mo yung misis mo. Pagbubuntunan ninyo yung mga anak ninyo. At ako personally, ayaw kong umiyak si misis. Ayaw kong madama yung pamilya ko. Dahil lang may problema ako sa labas. May problema ako sa ministry. May problema ako sa mga tao, sa trabaho ko. I will never do that. Hindi ko rin naman sinasabi na, okay, basurahan ko itong friend ko na ito. Hindi yun ang gusto kong paratingin dito. But find and get a safe space friend, that someone who really understands your role. Kasi minsan maraming hindi nakakaintindi sa mga pastor at sa mga leaders. Yeah, that's true. Why you need to get a safe space friend? Because it allows you to vent without any judgment. 'Di ba? So, I have friends na talagang sinasabihan ko. Yeah, nandiyan sila yung mga tropa. Minsan magpapa-call ako ng fellowship tambay, guys, ganito. Nagbe-burn out ako. Pag-pray nyo ko, something like this. Kasi ayaw ko talagang i-vent out ito sa... Yes, I do vent out sa aking wife, pero ayaw ko lagi sa kanyang i-vent out kasi may iniisip din yan eh. And of course, hindi rin naman ako magbe-vent out doon sa mga taong may dinadala rin. Kaya I have to be discerning din. Pero ngayon, pag walang taong available para mag-vent out ako, of course, I cry sa Panginoon. I do solitude. But this safe space friend na sinasabi ko, it provides a buffer before going home. Diba? Hindi kayo mag-aaway ng misis mo. Pangit kasi dito, may problema ka na sa work mo, maybe sa ministry, kasi burnt out ka, tapos dadali mo sa bahay mo, nag-aaway din kayo ng misis mo, mainit ng ulo mo sa kanya, napagalitan mo yung mga anak mo, nadamay-damay na at nagkaroon na ng patong-patong. But the goal of this is, it prevents frustration from affecting your family relationships. That's why pastors and leaders, you need to get a safe space friend na hindi kayo judge, hindi kayo chichismis, hindi ka ino-notes, at hindi ka sisiraan. Even though magkaroon kayo ng tampuhan, alam mo na hindi ka niya sisiraan. I have those people. Talagang proven and tested na. And I pray that these people don't change. And people of Bethany and Deep and Wide, find those kinds of people na talagang mamahalin kayo at hindi kayo i-judge. Ako, I'm very open sa mga specific na mga tao. I'm very open. Somehow, sa Deep and Wide fam, nakwento ko yung mga nangyayari sa buhay ko. But there are points talaga at may mga malalalim na kwento na I have to tell it, guys. Pagod ako lately. Can you pray for me? Of course, sa dad ko at saka sa family ko and to my wife. Pero I have also a safe space friend. And that would prevent frustration from affecting family relationships. Okay? That's very important. Number 2, you have to get a grace giver's family. Okay? Paano tayo magkakaroon ng pastoral / leadership support to avoid loneliness and feeling alone? You have to get a grace giver's family. Get a grace giver's family. Okay, that's very important. why I'm telling this. Alam nyo guys, gusto kong maging honest sa inyong lahat. Ako po, may mga parts nung bata-bata pa ako. Sobrang na-trauma talaga ako sa church. Kaya naiintindihan ko yung mga tropa natin na ayaw nang bumalik. Kasi may pakiramdam tayo na people don't like us. People don't bother to talk with us. Something like that. Kaya ako yung mga taong bumabalik. Yung mga ministers na bumabalik, I always accept them. No matter what happens. Bakit? Naramdaman ko yun eh. Yung feeling na kahit na bata ka, feeling ko na minamahal lang ako dahil anak ko ng pastor, dahil dad ko ay ganito, or dahil mami ko dentista, or may successful sila, something like that. At ayoko maramdaman natin yun. Ayoko maramdaman ng mga anak natin yun. Kaya yung mga next generation ngayon na tinitrain natin, Team Next, and mga future, ang ganda. Alam niyo kung bakit? We don't look at their status. We don't look at their position in life. What matters is, I want to train you because I believe that you will be a great leader someday. No matter your status, no matter kung ano man ang background mo or upbringing mo, anong position mo or estado mo sa buhay, I want to train you. And those are Grace Givers family who will support your children without looking at their status. Guys, I want to raise these kinds of families. As a leader, as a pastor, I want to encourage you. Let's raise a family of Grace Givers family. Bakit? Ang makikinabang nito ang next generation. I'm not blaming the church. Maybe wala pa nagturo sa kanila noon, or maybe we're still growing that time, or we're still maturing that time. But for the next generation, I don't want you to feel this. And you being a kid and being a child ngayon na nag-church sa Bethany at sa DPNY, ayoko maramdaman nyo to. Okay? So, as a leader, okay? Kasi sisimulan natin ito though we are seeing leaders from our church right now. Nandyan yung mga teachers natin, nandyan yung mga leaders natin, nararamdaman natin ito. But, always remember this. You have to find a family that loves your kids unconditionally. You have to find a family also that loves you unconditionally. Hindi dahil tatay mo principal, hindi dahil tatay mo pulis, or dahil kamag-anak mo si mayor, or dahil mayaman ka, or may kotse kayo. But you have to find a family or families that really love or loves your kids unconditionally. That they're willing to provide support, guys, beyond church context. Ang tanong kasi, ganito will I still love Jod even though wala si Sir Tony? Would I still love Jod even though hindi siya nagsiserve sa church? Or leader ng ganitong team or whatever? I ask myself, yes, I will do. Kasi nakita ko yon sa kids ministry at saka sa preteens ministry. We don't know their backgrounds. We don't know their parents even. Anong background nila? But we're loving them and we're serving them and we're training them. It means mas lumalago tayo, Deep and Wide fam. That's very important. And this one, guys, it offers a space where children don't feel pressured to perform. May mga times kasi na ako nung bata ako, kailangan ko mag-perform, magpakabait para mahalin ako at para maintindihan ako. I don't want you to feel that. Kaya sa mga magiging anak namin ni Doc K, sabihin ko, let's pray for them, let's guide them, but they don't have to perform something to prove themselves that they're good, that they're beloved, that they're treasured, just because anak sila ng pastor at anak sila ng dentista. I will never, ever tell them na, anak ka pa naman ng pastor, anak, dapat magpakabait. Hindi. Naniniwala ako may sinusulat si Lord na script. May sinulat si Lord na script. May sinulat si Lord na blueprint for them. I just have to be patient. I just have to train them the way they should go so that they will not depart from it. I believe in that. So, guys, kung wala pa tayong nararamdaman na ganitong family right now, let's start with ourselves. YAs, young pros, mga taong magpapakasal na at magpapamilya na. Let's be like this. Grace givers families. Okay? Number 3. Papasok na dito yung get in the right network. Okay? Get in the right network. You know, networks are essential for you to succeed, to be happy, to be joyful, and to be more loving kasi mahalaga yung right network natin. At kapag nasa church ka, I believe this would multiply your networks. Kasi, alam mo yun, minsan kasi feeling natin na hindi, okay na ako sa network na to. Dito sa Bethany, okay na ako dito. Hindi. Sometimes you have to find another networks outside your home church. I have networks at LBC, sa Victory, sa Puso. I have networks kasi naniniwala ko they can help me, they can encourage me. At the same time, I can encourage them, vice versa. So what are the benefits of getting in the right network? It provides backing before major breakthroughs. It offers support for small churches like us. So that's very important. At kaya lagi ko sinasabi sa inyo guys, di ba, sabi sa Bible, bad company corrupts. Bad company corrupts character. Imagine nyo po kung nasa good company tayo. Di ba? Ang saya nun eh. So, good company encourages or inspires character. Di ba? Bakit gusto natin na minsan, nakakalungkot no? Alam mo na nga, hindi maganda yung company na yun, sasamahan mo pa. Imagine mo yung sarili mo, being in the right company, being in a good company. Ano magiging resulta nun? Yeah? Number 4, so that we can avoid loneliness and burnt out, is this. You have to get a soul care rhythm. You have to get a soul care rhythm. Guys, yes, may spiritually. Spiritually, okay ka. Okay, physically, okay ka. Nag-gym ka lately. That's good. Shout out kila Ma'am Carla, kila Rain, at saka kila sa If Good. You're doing good sa physically. But here's my thing. Kumusta ang soul mo? Kumusta ang soul care mo? Now, saan nangyayari ang soul care? Sang part yun, okay. Spirituality from the Lord, from the Holy Spirit, from His Word, okay ang spirituality mo. Physically, okay, personal choice mo yan, environment mo, soul care mo, mahalaga yan. Soul care is your emotion. That's why you need friends. You need family grace givers. You need people who will really support you. You have to take care of yourself. It's a choice. Do you do a weekly Sabbath ba? Nagpapahinga ka pa ba? Kaka-work mo, pahinga ka ng pahinga. Sige, mayaman ka nga, pero madali ka namang magkasakit. Kumikita ka nga, pero di maganda yung mental health mo. You have to take care of your mental health. Do you do journaling? Of course, sa devotion natin, di ba? Do you do nature walks? Or nag-exercise ka ba? Do you have a scheduled time or scheduled solitude with God? Do you even talk with the Lord? You know, this is very critical. Kasi this one prevents burnout. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your soul, of your emotions, of your mind. Kaya ako minsan, guys, ito I want to open this. Kahit na pagod ako, mag-aaya ako ng mga fellowships and kwentuhan. Walang ministry, kundi ang ministry namin is yung bawat isa. Kumusta ka? Kwentuhan lang, what's happening around in the corner. Ganyan. Pero hindi kami nakikipagchismisan na. We just realize na, pwede pala maging masaya na walang sinisirahang tao, no? Kasi the more you hear negative, the more it destructs and it destroys your soul. So, ang pinag-uusapan namin, yung business, minsan mga politiko, hindi namin sila sinisiraan, kundi sino magandang iboto, yung mga programa nila, or basketball, or sapatos, or mga vloggers, something like that. And it really boosts my soul. And I needed that. Kailangan nyo rin yun. Okay? Number 5, get a kingdom lens. What do I mean by this? Kingdom lens meaning sometimes we have to focus on faithfulness, not on the size. Alam niyo, madalas nababurnout tayo mga small churches at mga small groups. Kasi masyado tayo nakafocus sa mga sizes. Di ba? Guys, bakit di tayo lumalago? Bakit ang sukatan ba natin ng paglago lang ay ang pagdami? Or pwede rin nating sukatin ang paglago doon sa faithfulness. That is kingdom lens. That you have to focus on faithfulness primarily, not on the size. Yes, we're called to be faithful and to be fruitful, but our primary goal is to be faithful, and faithfulness produces fruitfulness. Vice versa, fruitfulness will produce faithfulness. But get a kingdom lens thing. Focus on faithfulness. And how can I measure faithfulness and impact? Kuya Paz, 4 things. You can measure impact and faithfulness through love. First thing is through love, through preaching, through discipleship, and through shepherding. Love is our calling, guys. Always remember that. Love is our calling. Now, para ma-define natin ang calling, you have to take note of this. Kasi sometimes, hindi natin ma-determine yung calling natin eh. Ano ba yung calling ko? Ginagawa ko lang to pero hindi ko maintindihan ang ibig sabihin ng calling. Sa New Testament, kung babasahin ninyo, it was defined 3 things. Love God, love others, and yourself. That is your calling, guys. That is your calling. Minahal tayo ng Panginoon at tinawag tayong mahalin din ng Panginoon. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and strength. Love other people. Love your neighbors as yourself. So, hindi nawawala din yung loving other people and loving yourself. That is your calling. Now, i-connect ko sa calling. Yan bang ginagawa mo ngayon sa work mo? Ginagawa mo ngayon sa ministry mo? Ginagawa mo ngayon sa community mo? Tinatamaan ba yung 3? Do you do it because you love the Lord ba? Do you do it because you love the community ba? Other people? At nag-grow ka ba dito? Kapag tinatamaan yung 3 yon, then that's a good calling. Kapag hindi tinatamaan yon, 3 yon, then you have to do a refresher and check yourself. Teka, I do it for the Lord pero hindi sa ibang tao eh. At hindi ako nag-grow dito. Oops. Maybe that's not your calling. If you do that for other people because you want to please them and not for the Lord, and you're not growing, oops, there's a problem. Or you're just doing what you're doing for yourself and not with the Lord and not for other people, that's not your calling, guys. So that is what we call calling. Okay? You love God, you love other people. Diba? Ganda ang kanta. Joy. Diba? Hindi ko alam yung lyrics. Pero J-O-Y, it's for Jesus, for other people, and you. And that produces joy. Actually, that's my preaching sa Sunday. Hindi ko na kayo i-spoil doon. So get a kingdom lens. Number 6, you have to get a growth mindset. You have to get a growth mindset. What do I mean by this? Okay? Sinisipan ako. As a leader, you have to, yung continuous learning natin is very important. If other people is not growing, if your ministry is not growing, if your circle is not growing, then huwag kang tumigil doon. Ikaw personally, mag-grow ka muna. Di ba? Because ako naniniwala po ako, growing leaders, grow churches. Pag nag-grow ang mga leaders ng mga churches, mag-grow ang mga leaders ng mga churches. Nagsisimula din yan sa mga leaders. Of course, sa Panginoon. Pero, binigyan tayo ng ability, ng wisdom, ng knowledge, ng strength ng Panginoon, even grace so that we will grow. And if you grow as a leader, then there's a probability, a good probability that your church will grow too. Okay? How can I learn? Or paano magkakaroon ng continuous learning strategies? You have to read books. Shout out kay Kuya Joe. Thank you so much, Kuya Joe, for always giving us books. And ako kasi lagi nag-aasa, Kuya Joe, may books ka bang ganito? I read the books. Listen to podcasts. Ang daming mga podcasts like this. Diba? Contextualize sa Christianity, okay? Contextualize sa Philippine context. Contextualize as a Christian into your ministry. Ako, I really appreciate yung Deep and Wide One Love. Sila, nakikinig sila dito. For sure, nakikinig din sila ngayon. Diba, ang dami natin natututunan. Ako personally, ang dami kong pinapakinggan na podcast na talagang makakatulong sa ministry. Huwag natin pakinggan yung mga podcast na puro pagpapayaman. Alam yun, okay naman maging mayaman, maging successful, pero saan si Lord doon? Why we do it? Kanino ba natin ginagawa yun yung mga parts na gano'n? Attend seminars, nag-aral ka ulit for the glory of God. So, paano magkaroon ng growth mindset at paano hindi malungkot? Pag nalulungkot ka, ako personally, pag mag-isa ako, nalulungkot ako, babasa ako. Sorry for the term, minsan pag hindi ako nakapagbasa sa isang araw or sa isang week, feeling ko ang stupid ko. Mas nagiging curious ka kasi kapag alam mo yun, marami kang nalalaman, paano kaya nangyari ito? May mga assistants tayo ng ChatGPT, you can ask them. Ang daming mga sites, got questions, you have tools. Man, nasa sayo na yan kung lalago ka o hindi. Then number 7, get a serving squad. You have to get a serving squad. Guys, this is about team building. You have to create a small leadership team. 2, 3, at most hanggang 7 or hanggang 8. Ako hanggang doon lang ako. But you have to create a serving squad. You have to empower the volunteers. You have to share leadership responsibilities. And you have to celebrate small wins together. Guys, always remember this. Always remember this. Always remember this. Tinuturuan ka para hindi lang para sa'yo. Hindi lang para sa'yo. Tinuturuan ka para mag-create ka rin ng iba. So that they can create teams. So that they can disciple other people then. Get a serving squad. Kahit hindi ka pa magaling, guys. Lead by leading or learn through leading. Ba? Learn through leading. Minsan kasi kahit hindi ka pa magaling na leader, basta nag-lead ka, doon ka gumagaling eh. Di ba? And you build connections and build, not authority, but influence through that. Okay? Guys, tinuturuan kayo ngayon. Kasi you're expected. But not now, but you're expected someday that you will get your own squad. A good squad that will disciple this generation, that will shape this generation with righteousness, with leadership, integrity, faith, and excellence. Okay? And then, pag may nakikita kayong mga small wins, celebrate! Ay, ang saya nun. Ang saya. Sana may ganyan kayo, guys. Sana may ganyan kayo, guys. And then, last one. Get a right partner. Number 8, get a right partner. Guys, sobrang halaga ng partner sa buhay. Imagine mo, nagmi-ministry ka, nagsaserve ka. Pero kontrapelo sa'yo yung partner mo. Mag-aaway kayo. It's either mag-away kayo, ma-discourage ka, or mawala ka rin. Diba? Get a partner is very important. Ako, I really thank the Lord because God gave me a right partner. Thank you, Lord, for giving me Akina, who really supports the leadership, supports me emotionally, spiritually, physically, and even sometimes financially, and all these things, Get a right partner. Napakahalaga ng partner. Kasi sometimes, napipigilan ng purpose at ang calling natin because of your partner kasi iniintindi mo pa sila. Imagine mo yung nagpipreach ka, no? Tapos iniintindi mo yung partner mo. Or hindi nakikinig sa yung partner mo. You have to lead your partner as a man. Or as a Christian, you have to lead your partner, whether it's a woman or a man. You have to lead them to Jesus. Sa Bible, mutual submission yan eh. Husbands, love your wives, and wives, submit to your husbands. So, may mutual submission. Okay? Pero imagine mo kung hindi maganda yung nakuha mong partner. Intentionally, no? But I believe that God will give you a right partner. Very important yan. So, guys, how to get rid from loneliness as you lead and as you pastor a church or a team. Get a safe space friend, get in the right network, get a soul care rhythm, get a kingdom lens, get a growth mindset, get a serving squad. Number 8, get a right partner. And as my application, here are mga key insights ko. Leadership doesn't have to be lonely. Okay? Second is, support systems are crucial for sustainable ministry. That's very important. Number 8, personal growth directly impacts ministry effectiveness. And as I end, always remember this, guys. Success is not in size. It's in faithfulness. Okay? So I have here 3 questions to reflect. Pag-usap-usapan niyo po ito at pagbulay-bulayan ninyo. Sino sa buhay mo, number 1 question, sino sa buhay mo ang considered mong safe space friend? Yung taong pwede mong kausapin ng totoo, yung walang filter, at tanggap ka kahit hindi ka okay. That's 1. Second, sa environment mo ngayon, whether sa ministry, sa family, or sa work, ramdam mo ba na mahal ka nila bilang ikaw? Or pressured ka to meet certain expectations? If yes, sino yung mga naiisip mong pamilya na pwede makaintindi sa'yo? Okay? Number 3, anong practice o habit ang ginagawa mo ngayon na talagang tumutulong para makapagpahinga ang puso mo at ang isip mo at ang soul mo? Right? So that's it for today's episode, Mentoring Podcast. Mabuhay kayo. And nandito lang ako, okay? Isang katok lang sa office, kwentuhan tayo. God bless you at mabuhay po kayong lahat.